as I said in my spoiler-free short, this series was my favorite of all the animated 90s series. Um, I think my main reasons for saying that is that in this series, Spider-Man crosses over to all sorts of things. I mean, the Morbius section of episodes, and they're kind of spread out, but they were better than the entirety of a movie that focused on Morbius. I guarantee you the same will be said in the future about the Kraven movie. Kraven was just done much better in the animated series. The Daredevil in it, I know if you've seen my Geeky Guru reviews of the Netflix Daredevil series, you will have heard me bring this up before, but peak version of Daredevil was in this series. Same with Kingpin. The crossovers where Blade and Punisher show up were just amazing. Now, the van for Punisher was over the top. Dude was sitting there, would say something into like, I believe it was like a walkie-talkie, but it was, special tech designed. And the van would build a launch guns or, a missile. It'd build a drive itself. It was just way over the top. I think the Netflix series actually got Punisher's van a lot better. I'm loving the guy. I can't remember his actual last name, but Micro. That character, I'm loving the idea of him becoming like the guy in the chair for Punisher. But this series of Spider-Man, I mean, it brings in Doctor Strange, Iron Man, War Machine, the Fantastic Four, Captain America. I don't recognize these heroes outside of this, but the rest of the Forgotten Six. There was Wizard. That's the only one I remember. I kind of laughed when I first heard it. It was like, ooh, that's interesting name. But you just had so much go down in this series. It's also a lot darker toned than you would expect for a kids TV series, but kind of like the X-Men animated series, it went there in a lot of ways too. Gets more personal, and that's always been a thing with Peter Parker's stories, but it gets interesting. It gives a small version take on the Spider Wars, and we have a Secret Wars thing where God Emperor Doom is a problem. It's just amazing all across the board. It's a must-see if you've already been checking out, because of X-Men 97, the original series. Man, this actually connects directly over the same X-Men. You'll notice the art design's different. That's a different studio thing. Plus, they were trying to make it different enough, but still recognizable. I'm sure there were issues with things like that, but in any case, no, Spider-Man full-on goes there. He's dealing with the problem where he becomes the man-spider for a little bit, and, he just knew that the, neogenics, process that was, helping him wasn't a permanent process. So the scientist that is the Lizard Man, got helped by Spider-Man early on. But he continued to help him in his human form, and, there was nothing he could do, so he went to Xavier, he's kind of an expert in Spider-Man's world, even, on genetics and mutations. So it's just really interesting to see what we had back then. I'm really hopeful from what I've seen so far of the X-Men 97 that this is going to be an epic conclusion and we're going to see everything. I have one complaint, but you can come check out my video that's actually going into my opinion on the X-Men 97 series that I'll be recording shortly and uploading sometime within the week. Have a nice day.